Ouch! Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Matt, and thanks to Apache Thunder for making that fantastic Battlefield 1942 video many years back. And also, before we start this video, big thanks to Danny on PC. He's an awesome guy. He released a big slew of clips that are free to use, so I decided to use them in this video just because I finally wanted to include some Battlefield 1 gameplay instead of clickbaiting every video, apparently. I'm not really a huge fan of using other people's gameplay for my videos, but it's free. I like free shit. But anyways, yeah, channel links are in the description. But today is all about physics, Battlefield 1's physics in general, and how fucking cool it makes Battlefield 1 look. It is running on the same engine as Battlefield 4 and Star Wars Battlefront, as we all know, the Frostbite 3 engine, but it does look a little different in terms of destruction, ragdoll mechanics, and overall feel, it seems. The biggest relation that Battlefield 1 shows in relation to a game like Star Wars Battlefront, for example, is the ragdoll physics. Both Battlefield 1 and Battlefront share the same type of new looking, more natural death animations. While in the alpha for Battlefield 1, we didn't get to see these great animations as much, as the death animations in the alpha seem to be, just kind of placeholders, similar like Call of Duty's death animations, how they all kind of seem scripted and stuff. As the deaths in the alpha compared to the trailers that DICE devs released does look a little bit different. I really did enjoy the animations in Battlefront to when you'd blow an enemy up and watch them flail in the air, and that seems to be the case for Battlefield 1 as well, which is awesome. The one thing I disliked about Battlefield 3 and 4's ragdoll physics were that they seem very weak in comparison to other games like Grand Theft Auto, and the death animations seem to last for only 1 second, and then the body would just fall to the ground in sort of a featherweight kind of fashion. Taking some time to make some tweaks to ragdoll physics is actually really cool. This new type of animation makes this featherweight death animation seem more natural, and I really do like it a little bit more. I think it will make for some awesome videos with slow motion and stuff like that. When Thready releases Full Metal 12, I think these new animations will come into play. High hopes ahead. Moving on to destruction, and as every single Battlefield player has said before, destruction just hasn't, been the same since Bad Company 2. I think we can all agree on that. That's the truth. It's the blatant truth. It became really weak in Battlefield 3 and didn't turn the tide of the game like Battlefield Bad Company 2's destruction did so well. Battlefield 4 was almost completely missing it besides micro-destruction of chairs and walls and stuff like that, alongside a few collapsible buildings on, separate maps and stuff like that. I think Battlefield 1 has done it just perfectly, it looks like, and it looks so fucking smooth. Like, it just looks so nice when tanks just roll through buildings. Like, it looks great. The one thing I've noticed is that most things are destructible in the game with a few exceptions, and that's for good reason. If everything got destroyed on the map, there would be no cover whatsoever besides the rubble left behind, and you need to hide from the tanks or you're fucked. And the game would just be so frustrating without any cover. So I think DICE has balanced this destruction out very nicely. Another huge thing is terrain deformation. The way you can just blow holes in the floor and kind of dig your own cover. That's really nice touch and reminds me of some of the older 2009 MX versus ATV physics. If you guys ever played those games, they were a whole lot of fun, even though if you didn't even like racing games, I really loved the MX versus ATV physics in the way that, you could just rip up the ground with your dirt bike or ATV to the point where you reveal like groundwater. It was really cool. I think this will make a lot of players happy and reinstill faith into the Frostbite engine for destruction. And then finally, something that will affect gameplay a lot is the new bullet physics found with the new older weapons. New old, because it's Battlefield 1, World War 1. So funny. This is something players have been asking for a while now. Sniping in Battlefield 4 was really fucking impossible compared to Battlefield 3 because the bullet physics of Battlefield 3 were a lot better in my opinion. Battlefield 1 seems to be creating a new way of handling weapons. The new mechanics rely on constant velocity and drop. You're not going to have to lead your shots miles in front of your enemy in order to get a kill. Since most weapons in Battlefield 1 are semi-automatic and a lot of the bolt actions will be favored over the automatic weapons as well, so this really does come into play. I'll leave a link down below to a really nicely put in-depth video on bullet physics in Battlefield 1 if you're interested, because I'm not very good at explaining shit, so you're better off just watching that. So I think these new mechanics and physics are DICE's way of improving and polishing upon mistakes that Battlefield 3 and 4 suffered with. If we think about it, Battlefield 4 was never really a fully finished game and the beta felt like the full release game. Not really DICE's fault, but it is what it is. So who knows, maybe some of these things would have made it into Battlefield 4, but the devs simply ran out of time. But it's nice that we're getting a game that's packed full of features like Battlefield 1. 1, and it already is looking more polished as they reveal more gameplay. Anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below as always, and let's try and hit 10,000 likes for this one. You guys are doing really good lately, and if we hit 10,000, I'll shave my head bald. Also, this may be the last video I put on my channel for the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. I don't really know. Probably just a week. But depending on the time restraints and how busy I am, you know, like I've said in a few videos before, I am moving in the next few days, so it's gonna be a pretty busy fucking week for me. But when I return, there'll be plenty of Battlefield 1 beta footage to come from me, hopefully. So yeah. Thanks again, guys, for the last fucking time. I'll see you later.
Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, where laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. They lived a little